How was her performance?
Speaking of dysfunctional families.
Oh God.
That was a great segue, Keish. Thank you for opening that door. Well, okay, I'll come in. Hey, here I am. So there was a big brouhaha recently about gospel genius musician Kirk Franklin.
Uncle Kirk.
When I say that, because he was on Tamron Hall's show recently, she said he's been in the industry almost 30 years. And I was like, that sounds about right, because I was listening to him from the very first.
The reason why I sing
FW. I'm talking about with DFW. Quiet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm going even farther back.
You're taking it back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even going to the family. I'm talking about before.
Okay. Before the film.
This is how much of a Kirk fan that I am. He can drop an album. I don't have to hear one track, but I'm downloading that joint from iTunes or from Amazon Music. I'm not streaming it. I am purchasing the album. He is one artist that I will constantly give him that just due, because he is a musical genius.
True.
Musical genius. And I will argue anybody that says different.
True.
Right.
Now that I have got on my soapbox about his musical.
You have argued people down.
You're right. I have gotten into arguments with plenty of people regarding Kirk and his tracks. Okay. But Kirk is not in the news for his artistry. He is in the news because of his 33 grown
ass
son. Kirk was having a phone conversation with his son, and allegedly the son was being very disrespectful, and the son decided to record the conversation with his father. And then not only record the conversation, but then release the audio to the masses.
Yeah, that was so disrespectful.
Yeah. And Kirk had some choice words in the audio.
He called him a bitch ass.
Yes. And so it was some MFs in there.
I will. What you say? I will
chop
your neck.
Oh,
I will put my foot on your neck.
And if I may, before y'all all go in.
Okay.
When I heard the audio, I was like, what's the problem?
I was like, is that me?
I was like, is that it? I thought there was more that I just said.
Rewinding it.
I was like,
scratching my head.
Breaking bombshell. Kirk Franklin uses so he was so dumb. And I heard it. I was like,
he was like, is after this? Oh, it was before this?
Did I miss that?
You know how the golden child, Eddie Murphy, had clicked the coin to see if there was a ground. And the golden child, he was like,
I looked at other videos to see if I missed something.
Right.
Let me see if they put it on YouTube. Hold on, let me see.
Yes.
So was it just me?
Oh no.
I
text y'all. I said that's a male version of me.
I was like, well, y'all already know my mouth on a good day, so imagine.
He is 33.
Yeah.
Which means that for most of his life, he has been privileged.
Yes.
Because his dad has been Kirk Franklin.
Yes.
So you felt that no dad, no father should speak to their son that way. If he was 12, yeah. You are 33-year-old man, bruh. Your father called you a bitch ass. You taped it and posted it. That is the definition of a bitch ass.
Yes. He proved him. He proved his
You
father right.
proved your father right.
That's why I was just like, that's all audio. I was waiting for. I was like, imagine me.
Imagine me beating your ass.
So,
Somebody said he sounded like he was talking on the Stomp album.
The meme, social media, the internet.
Oh yeah, they had all kinds of stuff. They had all kinds of stuff on Kirk. But the thing about it that really bothered me was that he apologized.
He had to.
Yeah.
I think it was a public.
He
You know
felt
why?
right because of who he is.
You know why? Because he needs his career is not over. He's been in the game for 30 years.
So you think that his career would suffer?
No, if he's trying to get endorsements for anything, that's going to come up on the table.
PR.
Yeah.
Or PR.
I agree. I agree. I don't think he should have to apologize, but he probably.
But you understand why he did.
Because the Black community, we were like, it's a Wednesday. So what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, that's why I was just like,
it's a Wednesday. What happened?
No,
the Karen at home saying, "Oh my God, did you hear how he spoke to his son?"
There was.
No,
Yes,
because the parents let their son speak to them like that. That's the problem. But I was upset that he apologized. Number one, because of this. Yes, he may have used foul language, which all of us have done
at some point.
If anybody was to say that he was cursing at his son, he was not cursing at his son.
Right.
A curse is something that's biblical.
Right.
A curse is something spiritual. You can't say something to me.
Like anything you do,
all you gotta do is read Psalms and Proverbs. That's curses.
That's curses. Now he cussed him out.
You cussed him out.
Cussing, you got a good old cuss. But that is his grown son. Quasi did a conversation about it because Quasi was like, "Well, he's a pastor." I said, "No, he's not a pastor.
Right.
No, he's not a pastor." I said he is a gospel artist who obviously has an image, if you will. However, unless he was berating his son, if he was like, "You ain't never gonna be nothing,"
That's a different.
How much should have aborted you? And if he was doing stuff like that,
and I was like,
that's totally different.
Out of line. But
I wish the plagues would hit you.
But if he's just like, saying what he said, something totally different. His son was being disrespectful. And as far as Kirk and Tammy said, that the son has had issues from a young child. And that in that same conversation, Kirk called the therapist. And there were apologies given during that same conversation. But the son did not post that.
Of course he didn't. He was set on making his father seemed like he was this bad dad. And so you
like, because in his
wanted
mind, he's
folks
not the Kirk Franklin that y'all see.
that y'all
He's
see.
that person.
He needed
Right.
he needed to follow the format of 50 Cent and cut that dude off. I would cut him off completely for like 10 years straight.
But he said on Tamron Hall that he has gone over a year without speaking to him.
Mm.
And Tammy even said that it's been, and she kept saying it's been so hard on the family.
Of course.
And because you could imagine if you have a son that obviously is Kirk's oldest son, and he comes from a different mom, and now you have this life with, you know, Tammy and then her daughter, and, you know, and I'm sure Kirk was going a lot because for what he does, it requires travel. It requires long nights in studios and all that good stuff. So he may not have been there as much as he would like it. He would have liked him to be.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he did as much as he could and provided him with a lifestyle that would make him very comfortable.
Right.
You know, our parents don't have, if he was like, you ain't never gonna be nothing. You,
Right. That's a different.
Your mama should have aborted you. And if he was doing stuff like that,
yes.
And I was like,
That's totally different.
out of line. But
these are ways the plagues will hit you. You know, but if he's just like, you know, saying what he said, something totally different. His son was being disrespectful. And as far as Kirk and Tammy said, that the son has had issues from a young child. And that in that same conversation, Kirk called the therapist. And there were apologies given during that same conversation. But the son did not post that.
Of course he didn't. He was set on making his father seem like he was this bad dad. And so you
because in his mind, he's not the Kirk Franklin that y'all see.
That y'all see.
That person.
He needed to follow the format of 50 Cent and cut that dude off. I would cut him off completely for like 10 years straight.
But he said on Tamron Hall that he has gone over a year without speaking to him.
Mm.
And Tammy even said that it's been, and she kept saying it's been so hard on the family.
Of course.
And because you could imagine if you have a son that obviously is Kirk's oldest son, and he comes from a different mom, and now you have this life with, you know, Tammy and then her daughter, and, you know, and I'm sure Kirk was going a lot because for what he does, it requires travel. It requires long nights in studios and all that good stuff. So he may not have been there as much as he would like it. He would have liked him to be.
I'm sure.
He did as much as he could and provided him with a lifestyle that would make him very comfortable.
Right. So as we all have, once we get older, we start to make our own choices. And I'm sure at some point it didn't go the same way of where Kirk was going. So I'm sure then it started that
clash, bumping of the head.
But so now, how much of that is on Kirk instead of him? It's like you are 33. You can't say he didn't. He should have. You know, at some point, we have to take the ownership over our own stuff.
And you know, I don't know if you guys watched Ricky Smiley because he said he's Kirk Franklin. So he said he considers Kirk Franklin's son, like he calls him nephew. And Ricky Smiley was saying, and he was, I guess he probably speaking in codes a little bit, because he said, you know, as celebrity parents, we're responsible to make sure, or he said as dads, he said we're responsible to make sure you get to a certain point in your life.
Right.
After that, like going back to what you're saying, after that, it's on you. And so he said, but a lot of times people think that they, you know, they when they're privileged, they feel like you owe them something. He said, and once you cut them off a little bit financially, that's when you become the worst person on earth.
Right.
So he probably expected his father to fund his lifestyle, you know.
And that's why I don't believe in spoiling children. No matter how much money you may have, you know what I mean? Bill Gates got all the money in the world and he make his kids work.
Yeah.
You ain't getting a free ride from me.
Right.
Bill Gates can give everybody in this country $1 million and still be rich.
Yep.
I know, right?
I need to call Bill.
Right, that's all I'm thinking. I'm like,
You thinking about it.
So he basically, Kirk's son was, unfortunately, he was spoiled. And he thought he was going to bring his father down. But he ended up looking stupid.
Yeah.
You're 33.
Exactly.
You know how much Jesus did?
It's 33 years.
33 years.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
And you know, that's really sad that he actually sat there and devised a plan to try to take his father down. That part really bothered me through the whole thing. I'll say if one of my kids did that to me, I would be so hurt that he tried to ruin his whole father's career. Like, you know what? Watch, I got you. But thank God he didn't prevail.
Yeah, no, nobody was like
something that God ordained.
His streams probably went up because everybody's like, "Hey, Bunker Kirk."
I'm listening.
You know, made his father some more money.
Right, everybody was like, "You dumbass."
Yeah.
You're real bitch ass.
You know?
Somebody said
he thought that he was going to get the backlash that he thought it was all going to be on his father.
Somebody said, "GP, are you with me?"
Yeah. And we was like, "Oh yeah, sure." Well, speaking of people that have been led astray, Stacey Dash.
Oh Lord.
Why is she still around? Go ahead.
She popped up in the social media hemisphere by giving an interview. I don't know who called her and said, "We want to interview you," but somebody did.
I'm gonna interview Stacey
Dash. You know what to get him? A good old interview with Stacey. So Stacey now, after getting her nigga check, as Paul Mooney says, got a check and got fired from Fox News and hit rock and bottom. She has come out with an epiphany and has apologized to the black delegate and saying that she is sorry for saying the things that she has said because of the fact that she was hurting. But a lot of the principles that she believes in is because she's from the Bronx. And you had to hustle to get everything that you had. And you didn't get handouts. So that's why she believed in the Republican values, because it was small government. So that's why she was saying some of the things that she was saying on Fox News.
I know a lot, you know, and I've heard a lot of street dudes that they think that same way. However, they don't trash the black community. So the fact that
we don't need a BET, we don't need an NAACP award.
That she hustles and all of that stuff, that has nothing to do with it. She got checked, and now she's like, "Oh, I'm a swine, and I'm a wretch, and I deserve to be flogged." And it's just like, girl, bye.
Dame Dash was like, "You better go and apologize."
Dame Dash said, "If you don't know nothing else, you better apologize."
Yo, you know,
girl, bye.
Miss, all you gotta do is just collect your check from Clueless, sit down somewhere, go count your coins, and just
she making money from Clueless.
You still making money.
How many times have you turned on the TV and watched Clueless?
Oh yeah.
No, never me. Never.
I like the movie.
I've never seen
it. When I was younger, I watched it.
I was clueless, but I haven't seen it within the.
But it's on streaming. Like you can stream it on like Hulu and stuff. That's what I'm just like, Miss, just sit down, go count your coins.
I've never seen it.
Well, apparently the coins are running out because that's why she came
back.
She's like, I'm running out of some money.
Visuals from Clueless.
Right.
It's pentyless. It's pentyless. She got about 8 cents per stream. Ain't nobody streaming Clueless.
I like the movie. That's the only thing I liked of hers was Clueless. Other than that, she could sit her ass down somewhere.
She did that and Mo Money. Come on.
Nobody watching Mo Money.
I watched Mo Money.
I watched it.
Hey, were you even alive when Mo Money came out?
No.
I don't know.
It had to be alive. It was in the 80s or something. I don't know. I ain't even gonna look it up. I want to get no streams.
Stacey Dash
no streams.
Worth looking up.
When I heard her back then talking that rhetoric and how she was supporting Trump and all that, I was like, you know what? Good. Bye. Like she was not prominent in the Black community. She didn't matter to us.
No.
She was not.
It wasn't like, oh my God, we lost one. Because we didn't care about her.
Then allegedly I heard that she was saying that on applications or something where she identified herself as a white woman. Did you hear that rumor?
No.
I read something and
something like that.
After I read that, I realized like I'm done. I stopped reading the article.
Dolezal could identify herself as a Black woman. Why can't Stacey identify herself as a white woman?
Well, Dave Chappelle said.
Right.
What Dave said? Why you weak? What Dave say, Keish? What Dave say?
He gonna wake up and feel like he want to be an Asian man.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
I ain't gonna even do the face he made.
No, it is how I feel.
I'll be just like Sharon.
Yeah, listen, right? Well, I mean, Stacey, we really don't care.
Girl, bye.
Bye.
Next.
However, big ups to Timberland and Swizz Beatz for selling Verzuz to Triller, which they own.
Yes.
However, they own it. However, people had something to say. Tariq from Power, Michael Rainey Jr. He had the nerve to fix his little chapped lips to say.
Why they gotta be chapped though?
No, his lips ain't chapped. I don't think I ever seen his lips chapped.
It was chapped that day.
It was chapped that day when you was trying to drag Timberland and Swizz.
Your power having behind down. And go find your father and bring him back to the show.
You know, bring Ghost back. How about that?
Right.
That's who we want to see, Amari. So Rick going to say, well, Michael Rainey going to say that they are sellouts because they sold it. Why can't the black man have something for himself? Well, before he sell it, everybody want to do something and then sell it. But oh, there, young Mikey.
Research.
Didn't do your research before you went and yapping off at the gums. Has had your yapped. Later, you would have found that, oops, this is huge. Tim is getting even more money. Because they own plenty of shares in Triller. And that's how you do business.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good business move.
And I think they also said that every artist
gets a part of that too.
Gets a part of it too.
Did see that, yes.
So it's just like
versus. I hope every artist but Keisha Cole. Every artist but Keisha Cole should get a piece.
You ain't right.
How many times they push that thing back?
Am I wrong?
No, I think so. So here's the thing about Keisha. When D'Angelo was late, nobody cared because Scratch, DJ Scratch, had kept the party going.
But
so
D'Angelo wasn't late. They said D'Angelo was 3 hours early of his call time.
No,
yeah, they did a live. Timberland and Swizz, they explained everything. Because D'Angelo was supposed to go against Maxwell. But that didn't happen. Yes. And it was supposed to be on Valentine's Day.
Because
I did.
Yeah, and it was just like
he was by
D'Angelo was on time and everything. He came 3 hours early for the call time.
Really?
Just to make sure everything was right.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah.
It didn't start at 9. You know, like he started at like 10, I think. But no one cared.
Because DJ Scratch was taking it back to house party days.
Right. So
I was in the back, piecing together that raccoon, possum.
She said her Wi-Fi was messed up, but then she came out and did not apologize, and then was stank the whole time.
Honestly, I didn't even watch it. I didn't even watch it. Once it got postponed, how many times it got postponed? Everybody was just like, I ain't watching this.
Oh no, I didn't.
But they had a lot of views.
Oh wow, because I wasn't one.
But I'll tell you one thing, Swizz was pissed.
Oh
live after I purposely.
Oh yeah, I was watching him and Tim afterwards.
Swizz was like, from now on, he was like, because what artist you know that can perform in front of over 1 million people at one time?
Right.
And people don't think about it like that because they don't see the million people.
Right.
But check the stats. Brandy and Monica's streams went. Psh.
Yep.
Even Patty and Gladys. It was like, which one is that? Which album is that? Was it when it was laying like this? People was trying to find out, how they can get certain songs because certain songs that they sang, it was like, oh, I like this song, whatever. But the stats show that after what's the name that the artists, get streamed. But I dare not go on none of my streaming services and download nothing from what's her name, Keisha.
You said she had to have an attitude.
She had an attitude like when she came on. It was just like,
that's very unprofessional.
I was like,
I would have logged off. I'm like,
now, how much do they make off of this?
They don't make anything. It's free.
Okay.
But that's when people
It's
have to know
effect.
what the effect is of you. Like even when people go on to like Good Morning America or any of the talk shows, they're not getting paid. And if they are, it's like a few $100s, if that.
Right.
It's like cab fare, you know. Uber ride money, you know. But the after effects of being seen, that's your brand. You're branding yourself and you're promoting yourself.
Remember when Missy performed on a Super Bowl with
yes,
and her album got streamed or got downloaded so much, like she might have went platinum after that daggone Super Bowl.
After Super Bowl.
And she was just a feature, like she was.
People liked her performance more than
Katy Perry.
It was Katy Perry. I was like, was it Katy Perry?
Yeah.
So you gotta know you're branding yourself and and your attitude.
So she kept on with her thing and just like, oh my God.
Ashanti is like this the whole time.
Who's doing that?
Ashanti. Swizz was like, no phones from now on. The artist gotta wear a pamper.
They gotta wear Pampers.
Have them put on a pamper
because they took
he was like, you know, if they have to take a break, how long y'all think we should let them have a break for? And
they took a 30-minute break.
Damn.
They took so it started late, and then you took a 30-minute break.
Disrespectful.
Oh Lord.
Disrespectful.
Was it more Keisha Cole than Ashanti?
You said who?
Was it more Keisha Cole that was disrespectful than Ashanti, or both of them?
Well, they both were late. But Keisha Cole was so late that Ashanti's lateness looked like she was on time. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mess. But the fact
it was an hour and
they're so gracious.
Strangely.
Like there's a lot that goes into it with the sound, with the videographer, you know, everything has to, and the streaming, everything goes into it, and you can't even, and the joint is at night. And I think it was on a Monday night or something like that. Like, what are you doing on a Monday night in the pandemic?
And it's COVID. So you ain't on tour. Right.
I'm flying back in from Budapest, and
you know what? That would have been a great opportunity for both Keisha and Ashanti to revive their careers.
Right.
And I
guess Ashanti got to go back and post some sexy pictures on Instagram. Right.
I could say that their hair was
hard out if you want.
Their hair was laced. That was about it.
Woo!
That's it. Their hair was laced. Ashanti was on her phone and she was like,
Remember Medea was just like, oh baby, ooh baby, shut the hell up, baby.
I was just like, and I've never really, you know, and I'm not down to my sisters. They're both beautiful women. But, you know, talent-wise, we've seen Keisha Cole how many times in concert?
I remember two.
She wasn't the reason why we went to the concert, but she was
right. She was like the opening.
How was her performance?
Stay tuned for scenes for part 3 of Between Sisters.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
I've been wondering, I'm like, Jay, can I get his Cash App?
You